It's early November. This is what every bow hunter dreams of. I got a mature buck at 10 yards. He's croaking, clicking, grunting, everything you could ask for in a bow hunt, and he's closing in. So the spring and summer months are always full of anticipation. It's that planning, it's the preparation that really goes into the season and trying to up your odds of success. So, this season, the 2024 season, it was all about what can I do to improve my odds to get a chance at a mature buck. And it's really these months leading up to the season that I believe defines the success we'll have during the season. So it's things like making mock scrapes in the right location by your stand, proper stand setups and learning from the past to try to get in the right location for the season. Implementing new micro food plot systems in areas where you're trying to direct deer travel and transition deer for better odds of success. Improving the water on the property, whether you're digging water holes or just understanding where natural water sources are. You can put in ponds, you can put in water tubs. Water's a big aspect of what we're doing. Putting up our reveal trail cameras in places that we know a lot of bucks are attracted to, whether that's a community scrape, a certain food source, a main trail. Trying to figure out where are the weaknesses, what are the weaknesses. There's so many different things we focus on or work on throughout all the months during the off season, which really prepares us for the months during the season. And really the plan for the season for me, I have 2 tags. So one Wisconsin tag and one Minnesota tag. Most of my hunting is in the state of Minnesota where I live. And throughout the season, this early season action I'm having in Minnesota, actually some really good encounters. I had a mature buck come in, smash a decoy at 20 yards. That was awesome. My dad shot a buck we call Patches, 5 years of history. Being involved in that storyline and that quest was really special. So the season's progressing, a lot of action in Minnesota, a lot of great encounters, and now I'm going to shift my focus to pre-rut in Wisconsin. This is a property I have a lot of history with, a lot of success on this property. So if you look back at other hunt breakdowns, the hunt for Beamer, Andre the Giant, a buck called Longhorn, just a lot of really good history, success, and looking to repeat some of that success this season. So as we head into the late October time period, I'm planning my trip to pre-rut, head up to Wisconsin for a week to hunt. And really understanding this property over the past many years and understanding where the bucks like to frequent, where they like to bed, these community scrapes, and then using that reveal cell camera technology to have these cameras in the right place, sending intel back to me a few hours away. That's invaluable, not only using the experience and tying that in with modern technology. This tool that we can use, and it's paying off big. And this season, really, some of the changes we made brought in a couple really nice bucks. So these scrapes we're putting in, the mock scrapes with raw scents, and then these illusion microplot systems. Starting to get intel on several nice bucks, and one buck I got my eye on, which is a nice 10-pointer that looks mature. I'm excited to introduce a brand new Deer Society video series called The Art of Deer Hunting. Now within this series, we have categories such as the art of calling, the art of food plots, the art of scent control. We're gonna detail and break down all things in these categories plus more, from trail cameras, stands, scrapes, all things related to successful deer hunting is what this series is all about. This series is a culmination of all the information we've received internally from some of the best deer hunters across the country and the methods they've used to successfully harvest mature whitetails year after year. This is called The Art of Deer Hunting on the Deer Society YouTube channel. First evening in the stand, it's always that magical time period right before Halloween, right around Halloween. Cold fronts, pre-rut, everything is just lining up perfect for some really good hunting. They're hitting scrapes. It's the magical time of the year. I select a spot that overlooks what we call the island, or it's a swamp where there's a high spot out there, a lot of deer bed out there. And then they work their way to the food in the evening. So I'm kind of sitting on a transition, pretty low key, easy access, great wind direction, good scent control. Everything's looking really good. I'm set up and I'm kind of waiting for deer to come off that island and work their way out to the big ag fields. It's getting pretty dark, catch a glimpse, I see antlers, and it's the 10-pointer, the target buck I'm after. He's busy kind of making some scrapes inside the woods, and he just works off. I slip out undetected. We're ready for the next day. It's that evening of November 1st. I have a good encounter with a doe, and it's kind of interesting that this doe is very vocal. You can just hear her constantly bleeding. It's something you don't hear a lot, but it also tells me, you know, maybe she's coming into estrus. You might be calling for a buck. And it's something that I'm going to pay attention to because she's using this specific area where there's a pond, some warm season grasses, and a little corn plot that I put in earlier that season. And it was November 2nd that I had some decisions to make because the wind was shifting, was not a great hunting wind for where I believe the buck was bedding back in this swampy kind of island area. Typically, how I want to hunt this area would be a westerly wind. A north wind is even better, north-northwest. East winds are great, but south is not great for a lot of stand locations. So heading into that evening hunt, it was kind of a game time decision as I'm walking out to the field. I have two places in mind. One's more aggressive, where a lot of trails connect, but potentially within sight of that island bedding areas. One's a little bit less aggressive, more on the edge towards the corn, where I have a raw scent scrape set up with a reveal camera. They really like that area. I believe the deer are gonna feed to that spot. Ended up picking kind of that more low-key approach to set up more by the corn. Hopefully they'll funnel out and we'll get a shot later in the evening. I'm in a big birch tree with lots of cover, and my wind is not great, so I did extra scent control. I mean, I had all my gear airing out as much as possible, you know, showered, just did everything in my power to try to be as scent free as possible because my wind is blowing directly out to that island, that bedding area, and I'm just hoping that maybe he uses a path that stays parallel with my scent, but not directly downwind. With about an hour and a half left of light, I see a doe walking in from the south, coming in to the bedding from out in the field. And it's that doe I saw the night before, so she's bleeding a lot. She's doing these vocalization, these estrus bleats, you could call them, contact bleats. She walked back toward that island bedding, didn't think it would really play into much of a strategy to the hunt. Then I turned back around, and there he is, 50, 60 yards behind me, and these two deer start to work away from me. I can really hear them making a lot of vocalizations. So I figure I'm actually gonna do some calling. So I grab my extinguisher and I start painting a picture, just doe bleats. Just kind of trying to sound like that doe that he's chasing around in the woods. I'm kind of pointing them out in front of me to this corn plot, trying to pull in these deer back to the area in front of me. Then some time went by and I didn't hear a lot. It was pretty calm, didn't hear deer walking around. There's some trails back there that are probably more quiet down by that bottom. And next thing I know, I look over and I see a doe. She's only 25 yards away. Then the clicker buck actually circles directly back behind me, and all I can hear is just clicking, just over and over, grunting, clicking. And I honestly can't really believe how much I'm hearing. I mean, it's just constants off and on of grunts, croaking, clicking. It's just a continuation of all these different variations of vocalizations. And really what that clicking is just a continuation of either a grunt or that long tending or croaking grunt. You know, his mouth is open, he kind of has his jaw down low, the air is slowly flowing through his vocal cords, and it's just barely clicking. And he's pretty much just telling all the other deer in the area, I'm the dominant buck. You know, this is my doe, and he's ready to breed. But then the next thing I know, I actually catch a glimpse of antlers, and I look off to my left. He's less than 10 yards at this point. she finally breaks free. She's gonna walk into that cornfield, that standing corn. He's quartering away pretty good, but I think I have a lane. And when I release my arrow deflects off a branch, sticks into my mock scrape. He ends up in my mock scrape. He looks down and sees my arrow, and now he's starting to come back my direction. Get that arrow knocked, and I dial my HHA to try to go up to 35 yards. He hits one open shooting lane at about 40 yards, so I dial in my sight one more time, and this is the last chance. It's a little bit back, but I watch him run off. He goes off and beds by a pond in some long, tall, warm season grasses where he can see danger. But as light fades, I just watch him bed down. I see a lot of blood, so I know it's a lethal hit. And now it's just a matter of giving it time, trying to sneak down once it gets dark, go back and regroup, try to figure out a game plan. All right, so tracking this buck this morning, a lot of good beds, a lot of good blood. Finally found him. He didn't go far. So November 2nd, was able to tag this buck in Wisconsin. Just so happy, so fortunate to be able to find him that next morning. And you know, he didn't go far, but just giving him time, letting him bed up. And this is the target buck I was after all season here in Wisconsin. So he's the #1 buck, largest buck, oldest buck. So walking up on him, super excited. You know, this is the clicker buck, such a great hunt. So many lessons to be learned, you know, new encounters, new vocalizations, the croaking, the clicking, you know, just everything a bow hunter can dream of. And it just feels really good to wrap my hands around another mature Wisconsin buck. You know, the first key to the hunt is really that preseason prep. And a lot of that in Wisconsin is the habitat work that I put in. Planting these corn plots, putting our illusion micro plots in there, focusing on water holes, intel with these mock scrapes, getting them in place and putting the reveals up so you can collect intel. And then just trying to dial in all these stand locations before the season. So I have certain permanent spots where I know I'm gonna hunt very good locations, and then I have a couple portable options. So if need be, you know, I can make some moves and pop up some lightweight setups as well. And number 2 is really that next level scent control that I put into play each fall. Using that phase system and knowing in this situation when the wind shifted to the south, which is not ideal, and just having confidence to hunt a stand where the wind direction is more favorable for the deer than it is for me. It's paid off the last several seasons. So dialed in scent control is absolutely a game changer, and it's a crucial aspect or crucial key to the success of this hunt. And I think the final key to this hunt is the ability to adapt when situations aren't going as planned. A lot of things happened during this hunt that I didn't anticipate, you know, where the deer came from, a deflection, but just being able to overcome that and use experience and practice to be able to get another arrow, take another shot, dial the sight, and just really be prepared, because almost no hunt is ever perfect. If you can just stay calm, stay focused, you know, it can still produce a positive outcome. Thanks for watching this Deer Society Hunt Breakdown. Subscribe to the channel for more great educational content to help you become a better hunter. From podcasts to the Art of Deer Hunting series, hunt breakdowns, tips, tactics, and a whole lot more. The Deer Society is all about deer hunting education.